My name is Joanne van Empel. I'm from the Netherlands, but I've been living and working in other countries for more than 15 years now. I think for that reason I consider myself to be more like a global citizen. I've mainly worked and lived in Mexico, and before Mexico I lived and worked for longer periods in Peru, in Spain and in Nicaragua. I'm an enthusiastic advocate of IB, and mainly because of my global mindset. If I would have to start this video with a concept, I would start with culture. But I won't start with a concept now, I'll be focused on answering your questions. So the first question, our school has had an evaluation visit of Advanced Ed last year. I was not directly involved because it was my second year at the school and I was very much focused on managing my class and the IB program. I do remember that the objectives of the visit were made very clear at the beginning to all of us, and also that we had various persons visiting our classrooms, observing the lessons and interviewing teachers and students. I really liked feeling part of a bigger objective, so working together towards new goals, getting direct feedback on the performance of our schools once the visiting committee had left. So it brought us, teachers and supportive personnel, closer together. Overall, our school did very well, but we also know on what we have to work the coming years. It has given us a path and a direction. So to answer the second question, the experience that I found most enriching is the synergy that takes place when together we create a new project or a new teaching unit. So in the beginning of the planning sessions, of course, everybody refers to his or her own subject and content, but then quickly one can see that where the topics overlap and where they can complement each other. So I'm an active participant in the sense that I enjoy these meetings very much. And as a foreigner, an anthropologist and a business teacher, it's a strange combination, I can view topics from different angles. Recently at our school we have been engaged in professional learning groups. The topic we've been discussing for the last sessions has been inquiry, and we have approached it from different perspectives. So we had a small group with a language teacher, an art teacher, a science teacher and a math teacher, and we all collaborated in this. So I enjoy learning from my colleagues, as this one time we had to represent the process of inquiry with a metaphor, and our group decided on a spider constructing its web. So I really enjoyed listening to the science teacher explaining how a spider has a logical sequence to create its web. I didn't know that. And this is an example that I can use in my business classes, for example, when explaining the difference between intuitive thinking and rational thinking. In general, I'm a good listener and I can easily summarize different perspectives of different information given. I enjoy doing that and also linking it or creating the synergy, so creating a new project out of it. The third question, my answer to the third question would be, I've recently created 5 broad unit planners for the topics that we see in business management. I feel though that I have to split it up into smaller units. The reflection on the unit planner made me work closer together with the CAS coordinator at our school and the teacher of TOK. And with TOK I'm setting up a collaborative project, or not one project, several projects at various moments in the curriculum for 11 graders and for 12 graders. And with the CAS coordinator I'm working out a way that the CAS projects go hand in hand with some topics that we see in business management, for example, types of organizations. So we're thinking together, how can we link CAS to the content and the concept seen in business management? To answer the fourth question, I would start with addressing the prior knowledge of the student and make connections with the former experiences or knowledge of the students. Then I would continue with asking questions that create tensions in their knowledge, like I wonder what if this would have some kind of explosion of the mind where the student starts questioning their knowledge. I would then continue with teaching from the perspective of a concept, not starting with the content. Once I have finished this introductory part, I would then let the students formulate their own learning objectives for this unit in a small group. and I would ask them to make their own research plan to guide them so that they won't be lost in a multitude of information. I would give them sources or indicate them where they can find information, and I would give them some tools how they can do inquiry. So I would limit the setting. Next, there would be a moment for reviewing and questioning the information that they have found individually, and also discuss it and share it with a small group. I would then teach the content related to their investigated topics, so broaden their perspective by adding new knowledge. And I would finally ask the students to value the new information given, so how can it be applied to different situations. I would wrap up the class with an activity that would connect the found information with a real-life situation. Question: one of the IB Learning profile attributes is open-mindedness. So our school is in the process of setting up a video conference with IB Business Management groups overseas. So we want to use this tool to work out specific topics, for example, international or global marketing, and ask the students to develop a marketing plan based on their wants and needs, the tastes and preferences within their own culture. So then they can compare the results that they have gotten with the results from the students overseas, and this will create open-mindedness and also will generate respect for different points of views. Another attribute would be risk takers. I think it's crucial that we as teachers, we help students to be more productive in a new way, like focusing on divergent thinking or creative thinking. So we need to explore and develop students, the ability of students to see more than one solution to a problem. And as a teacher of business, of entrepreneurship, I think we get great opportunities to stimulate this. I know my students are sometimes confused by the multiple explanations that I give, and sometimes these explanations are even contradictory, but that's the situation in real life. In social science, there is not one correct answer, it all depends. So to answer question 6, 30% of our department consists of foreign teachers, and besides the foreign teachers, we also have a lot of foreign students. We're really an international school, and this gives us the opportunity to have enriching discussions. We have world cafes where we have debates on specific topics, asking the opinion of foreign students, parents, teachers. And in our department we're also applying case studies, and the case studies we take from different contexts, different geographical areas, different situations, and different viewpoints. So in that we also stimulate international mindedness. So this is it. I hope that with this I have answered the questions satisfactorily, and I'm very much looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you.